In May 2019, my family and I went to Japan. Our first stop was Meiji Jingu, the Shinto shrine dedicated to the first emperor of modern Japan. Next, we headed to Harajuku's Takeshita Dore, a colourful hotspot for kawaii fashion culture. We spent the rest of the night exploring the streets of Shinjuku. The next morning, we headed to Hakone, where we went on a cruise over Lake Ashi. Next, we went up the roadway to Owakudani, where the rotten egg smell of sulfur was everywhere. Then we headed to Hakone Open Air Museum, home to over 100 contemporary outdoor sculptures. We made funny faces at a screen and created our own versions of modern art. We then took the train to Shibuya, where we walked across the famous Shibuya Crossing. The next morning, we headed to Asakusa, where we walked through Nakamise Shopping Street to Sensoji Temple. This is the oldest temple in Tokyo. Next, we strolled through Ueno Park to Tokyo National Museum. At Omeya Yokocho, we had a yummy seafood lunch. Then we headed to Akihabara, land of maid cafes, anime, and gaming. At night, we went to the Pokemon Center in Ikegaburo. The next morning, we took a 3-hour bullet train to the traditional city of Kyoto. We had snacks at Nishiki Market, then went up the laneways to explore the shrines around Kiyomizu-dera. In the evening, we headed to Yasaka Shrine, which is dedicated to the god of storms and seas. The next morning, we headed to Fushimi Inari Taisha. Thousands of bright orange torii gates guided us along the way. Afterwards, we met the bowing deer of Nara. We wandered through Nara Park, eventually reaching Totoji Temple, known for its giant 16-meter Buddha statue. The next morning, we headed to Arashiyama, where we visited the Bamboo Grove. Afterwards, we strolled through the Zen gardens of Tenryuji Temple. Then we trekked up Mount Iwatayama to see the Japanese monkeys. We then headed to the golden leaf-covered Kinkakuji Temple. The next morning, we travelled to Osaka. Then, at the Cup Noodles Museum, we designed our own instant ramen to take home.
It's も支えてくれる人たちに日頃の思いを込めたラプソディアプリシエーションな気持ちを届け
We had seafood at Kuromon Ichiban Market, also known as Osaka's Kitchen. We spent the rest of the afternoon at Osaka Castle Park. In the evening, we headed to Dontobori. Here we saw the unique side of Japan. The next day, we headed to Himeji Castle. This is one of the 12 original castles of Japan. We walked shoeless up 6 stories. Our next stop was Kobe, where we attended the city's annual festival. The next morning, we went to Miyajima. We took a ferry there to see the floating torii at high tide. We then visited Daishoin Temple, which is full of kawaii Buddha statues. We then took the roadway up Mount Misen for a panoramic view of the Seto Inland Sea.
Finally, bro.
We took the bullet train back to Tokyo, and then we revisited Akihabara. The next morning we headed to Disney Sea. It was fun, but there was a lot of lining up. We waited in line, after line, after line. We stayed there till nighttime for the spectacular Fantasmic show, which ended with fireworks. The next morning we had breakfast at Tsukiji Market. Then we went to Team Lab Borderless, a dynamic digital art museum. Afterwards, we headed to Daiba City Mall, where the giant Gundam statue is located. Japan really is a beautiful place, with yummy food, interesting sights, and quirky experiences.